learned about it many years ago in school.
Wasn't that when the Russians blew up the satellite?
Well, I think it was November sometime, 2018. I think the Russians sent something up in the atmosphere, and it crashed everything.
Following the turn of the century, there was a large infrastructure known as the Internet, which was a sort of electronic database where people could store information. People became so reliant on this Internet that it replaced written word and written documents.
That's a long time ago. I believe it was called Firefox.
I think they called it Google.
When the Russian satellite exploded, causing the EMP effect, the Internet was entirely wiped out, including the area at Milligan College.
Far away in the lands of East Tennessee lies Milligan College, an educational institute that had many strange practices.
No, I don't know nothing about Milligan College, nothing at all.
I remember the name, that's about it.
Milligan? What's that?
With us today we have two experts. One is an expert in ancient cultures, and the other is an expert in ancient art and architecture.
In the painting, Rising from the Creek, the two original founders of the herd, Brad Wallace and Mark Fox, are depicted. Mark Fox is shown pulling Brad Wallace from the creek.
Here we have Buffalo Creek. This creek was the source of much controversy throughout the years that Milligan was open. Legend has it that Milliganites would throw each other in this creek here as part of an initiation ritual to welcome each other into the college.
Well, I rather think it's barbaric. You know, the whole idea of creaking and such. The Milliganites, the established Milliganites, would take their new recruits by the limbs, by the hands and legs, and they would hurl them into this creek. And they would be baptized in this creek water into the herd, so to speak.
One of the many things the Milliganites practiced in addition to this was idol worship.
The devotion that the Milliganites had to Brutus, the buffalo god, the buffalo deity, was incredible.
Here's an example of one of the many idols the Milliganites worshipped. This is Brutus. He is the buffalo god of Milligan. The Milliganites would pray to Brutus here for better humanities grades and better calf meals.
People would wear his emblem on their shirts and on the back of their shirts. They would even have one or two people at these events dress up as the god Brutus to bring them good luck in the sports. And along with this would come good humanities grades, which is something they believed in.
The Milliganites were also very centered around an athletics program. Here we have an example of athletics from Milligan College. Behind me you'll see their cricket field. To this day it remains maintained for reasons unknown to us since the sport was discontinued in 2035. Here we have another example of Milligan's athletics. These are the baseball nets in which players would pitch a ball to each other and then the recipient would hit the ball as hard as they can. The players who hit the most consecutive balls would win the game. Milligan was well known at the time for being a tobacco-free campus, which means that any student at any time could acquire any amount of tobacco for free on campus. And now we will go to Seeger Chapel, home of the radio tower at Milligan College. Here at Seeger Chapel, we have, my producer's actually telling me this is hop skip wood. Here at Seeger Chapel, students from Milligan College would, on every Monday and Thursday, gather to listen to Prime Minister Brad Wallace speak. He distributed sacrificial fox points, otherwise known as SFP, which were accumulated and used to buy goods at the bookstore.
The Prime Minister at the inaugural season for the buffalo herd, Brad Wallace, he instituted this point system called the sacrificial fox points, or SFP for short. Every Monday or Thursday, they would have the opportunity, the herd would, to collect more and more of these SFP. With these points that they could get, they could buy all sorts of religious texts and documents and books at the bookstore, They could buy West in the World, which was pretty much like their Bible as far as I know.
One of the biggest parts of Secret Chapel is a radio control tower. Every morning at 7:56 a.m. sharp, a song would play telling all members of the herd to wake up. Members of the herd had a very strict bedtime of 6:02 p.m. This was heavily enforced by Ed the security guard.
Oh, Ed. I remember hearing stories about Ed.
One day the government shut Milligan down due to its unsafe creaking practices. There is always new evidence to uncover. Thank you again for joining me in my search for the truth.
Oh, putting aside all my non-biased feelings of journalism and education, I do have a soft spot for old Brutus here.
I have no idea what he's trying to say either.
Yeah. Michael, get up.
Okay. Is my Nilo good?
Straight.
Nillo's good.
Okay.
Nillo's good.
And that's my jacket on the floor.
Here, I'll do it.
No, you're good, you're good.
No, I'm not.
Flaxen, Waxen, Jackson, Paxson building.